Hello and welcome. This is Michael Langdon. I'm the Learning Engineer, and today what I want to do is talk to you about Blackboard. And one of the things, problems you may find as you're using Blackboard is that Blackboard is not truly WYSIWYG. At least the version I use is not truly WYSIWYG. It's the cheapest form. WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. And generally almost everything nowadays is WYSIWYG. But for some reason, the cheapest version of Blackboard is still using what are called inline styles. And inline styles should have been abandoned a long time ago. But basically what companies like this do is they provide you, the first version is this very cheap version, and then they don't change anything on it. And then they create a newer version, and then you got to pay more for that. So basically what you're doing is you're paying for more for just good design and professionalism, which is, I think, a sad commentary on these products. But I digress. So what I want to do is show you how to make these kind of boxes that you can put in Blackboard. And what they'll do is they'll help your whatever you build in Blackboard to be more WYSIWYG and to have better design and accessibility. Because instead of using like fixed fonts and fixed points, we're going to use EMs, which are like a proportional font size, so it'll change with the size of your screen and so on. So that's much better design. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and go build content and just build an item. And we're just going to label this example boxes. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to come down here and we're just going to make our first box. So the first thing I'm going to do is click here to get us into the source code. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is make a divider container. Okay. And then we're going to label this style. We're going to say equals, and then we're going to put a quotation mark. And then I'm going to hit the enter key. Now this isn't normally how you would see an inline style, but I'm just kind of separating out the items of the style. So you can get so it looks more like an actual CSS style sheet would look, and so that you can get an idea of what we're building here. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the background color, and for this we're going to just make it. Let's make it black. So we'll make the background of the box black, and then we're going to make a border. But the first thing we need to do is do the border style. Okay. And we're going to just make it solid. Okay, and now we'll do the border color. And we'll make that red. And as you can see here, I type in like border color, border hyphen color, colon, the color, and then a semicolon. Now for colors, you can use hexadecimal code, which would be like a pound sign and a series of letters and numbers. I believe you can use RGB as well. But in this case, we're just going to use some basic colors, so I'm just going to type in the color names, which is perfectly acceptable. So border color is red. Let's see, what else? Border radius, there we go. So to make our box rounded, we need a border radius of 25 pixels. I think we could do border radius in EM, but I'm not sure. We'll give it a try. And then we're going to do a padding, and that's going to be 1.5 EM. And then we're going to do a margin of 1.5 EM. So a padding is what separates the box from other boxes, and then the margin is what separates the text from the side of the boxes. So that's 1.5 EM, and then we're going to go with a font size of 1.5 EM. And we do need a font color, but in this case, it's just color. So we're going to say that this is yellow. We're going to make our text yellow. So whenever you see color in a style, just the word color, it's referring to the text color. I don't know why they don't say text color, but it's the only one that doesn't have border color, background color, stuff like that. So, and then of course we can do our font weight, and font weight is the boldness. So, and there's a range of bolds that you can use. If you want it really bold, then you would use 900. And then the font family. I'm particular to serif font, so I'm going to go with Georgia, start with Georgia, and then if it doesn't have Georgia, Times New Roman. And if it doesn't have that, then just use whatever standard serif font there is. Now, of course, there's all kinds of fonts. There's decorative fonts and script fonts, and generally we don't use them unless we're doing something decorative, or script is like handwriting, unless we're specifically doing that. The two basic forms of fonts are serif and sans serif. And sans serif means, sans means without, and serif is French for feet. So serif fonts have feet, and if you think about Georgia or Times New Roman, they have those little extra things on the edges. You'll notice them when I do them, and those are called the feet. And so sans serif fonts do not have the feet. Now what I have to do here is I have to put a quotation mark, and then I have to end that, and then of course my other divider tag comes up, and there it is. And then this is where the text goes. Now when I save this, it's going to reformat all of this, so I'm going to just copy it so that when we come back we can repaste it and see differences and things, see how things change. So I'm going to click save, and so this is what we have. We have a black box with yellow text and a red background. Okay. Now if we wanted to, we could do something else here. So now if I hit enter though, you'll see that it makes another box right below there. Okay. Now if I hit enter like that, if I hold shift and hit enter, then it keeps me in the box, but otherwise it takes me out of the box. Okay, now I don't have to do it that way. Whoops. Now let's say you're like, but I want it to flow and I want it to be wider. So one of the things we can do is we can change the line height. Okay, so these are our dividers here, so I'm just going to put some space in between them. Actually, what I'm going to do is come back here and just go V, and then we can just come down here, or we can just come to the top, and we can put line height, and we can say like 150%. We can probably use EMSs on this as well, and we can find that out just by clicking, I'm just going to copy it, and clicking save. And so now if I keep so as you can see now, we have 150% of line space. If I hit this and I come back here, and you can see I could change this from 150% to, let's just try 1.5 EM and see what happens. So I'm just going to click save. Yep, that works. So now let's try a larger number. Let's try like 3 just to see, just so you can get an idea of how that looks. So I'm going to click save, and you can see, so now we have a 3 EM between each line. Okay. And so what you want to do is kind of experiment with this to see what you want to do with it. Of course, I can just take this and create another one. Okay. So we could go line height 2 EM. So let's do that. Instead of a background color black, let's go with blue. Or I think we can even do light blue. Let's find out. So can we do light blue? Let's copy this, save. Oh, it did not like light blue. So nope, we can't do light blue. However, though, what you can do is hex colors. Okay. HTML color codes. So here we are. So we could do blue. And then we want light blue. So we can take it up to there. And so this is the top one right here. That's all we need. We go Control C. Come back here. Background color. Oh, I'm sorry. We're down here. Background color. We click V. Now we do have to put a pound sign in front of it. Okay, so now let's click Save, and there we go. There's our blue background, our light blue black background. Okay, and then we could also change our border color to, let's say, black. We could change the color of our font from yellow to black as well. And you can kind of see how that will work. Okay, now let's go back and change it again. And instead of Georgia, we could say Arial or Helvetica or a sans serif font. Oh, there's a hyphen there. So you can kind of click and we'll see where that goes. So this is where the text goes. And so as you can see, you can do all kinds of combinations. You don't even have to have a border if you don't want to. So if we come back up here and we click this, oops. So if we wanted to, we could just get rid of the border. If you just get rid of the border style, there is no border. So you could even leave some of that information in there if you wanted it to hold back. Okay, but you could also get rid of border color. So if I click Save, you can see now that there's no border or border color, but everything else is the same. So that's basically how you can make boxes in Blackboard, and now I can click Submit, and you'll see this is what it looks like. So you can have all kinds of example boxes. I'm just going to delete this now because I don't want it. But that's it for today. I'm Michael Langdon, and I'm the Learning Engineer. Have a great day. Bye.